going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman. There were some enormous developments as far as Black Widow's theatrical release this week, and they didn't include Regal Cinemas closing all of their theaters nationwide with other theater chains closely behind them. It was the reorganization of Disney's entertainment division. Yep, that includes Marvel Studios bending towards their Disney Plus and subscription base, and then a major investor with more than $1 billion on the line coming out and urging Disney to do just that, release Black Widow officially on video on demand with their Premier Access service. Explained why he's going for that. We're going to break down exactly what he said about Black Widow and what's going on over at Disney, and why the balance certainly tipped a little more in the favor of Black Widow eventually ending up on Disney Plus instead of a theatrical release. We're going to break it all down, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button, we're giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, as well as a whole slew of other Marvel related stuff, including this insane 1/4 scale XM Studios Beta Ray bill and our 3rd and final Infinity Saga box set. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video, and if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So, announced officially earlier this week, there was a major reorganization over at Walt Disney Company, as reported by Variety. Quote, the Walt Disney Company's Monday announcement that it was undertaking a major reorganization of its film and television teams with the goal of bolstering its streaming service was a hit with investors. Shares of the entertainment giant rose on the news that the company would refocus its operations to produce movies and shows and decide at a later date if they would debut on the big screen, cable, or streaming arms like Hulu and Disney Plus, with the ultimate goal to rival Netflix. Now, this was actually huge news, and we didn't panic here at the channel because it didn't seem to make the waves that I thought it would within the genre and the news itself. But guys, they basically came out and said that Disney Plus and Hulu, their streaming services, are main priority now. Even main priority over releasing things to the silver screen, and this year changed a lot of their outlook for that. They said, and this is again coming officially from Disney, that they were already headed this way anyway. It's just this past year that accelerated it, but quote, their primary focus was now on streaming via Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and Hulu platforms, including those huge movie studio productions to go to those platforms. Well, obviously, Marvel Studios is directly underneath this, and the reorganization of their entertainment division and media to include Marvel Studios. What does that mean for pictures coming out on the big screen? These are some of the biggest movies they have there, so if it's going to impact anything, it's of course going to impact Marvel Studios. And what does that mean for the MCU that just announced they'd be releasing 4 major motion pictures to the silver screen a year? Now, a huge investor in Dan Loeb, who's in charge of more than $1 billion over at his hedge fund, had an interview recently with Variety just a couple of days ago after this huge news broke, and he came out publicly and urged Disney to put Black Widow on video on demand via their Premier Access service. Now listen, he had some quotes in this that speak of the old guard, who speak about a different generation within the Disney structure of corporate. He certainly seems like he's speaking as a mouthpiece for the new investors, and if you listen to the quotes from Variety, the shares immediately shot up. Investors wanted to hear that they were focusing on Netflix. This is what he had to say about what's going on and how he urged Disney to put Black Widow out. He said, quote, what Netflix has is this immense subscriber base that allows them to invest an enormous amount of content and amortize that to get more subscribers. Disney isn't there yet, but they need to get there as quickly as possible. If they don't get critical mass in their subscriber base, they will be permanently disadvantaged versus Netflix. He went on to say, my understanding is that the old line executives don't want to go over the top with their big tentpole movies, that's referring directly to Black Widow, which is why they announced they were pushing Black Widow and other movies back to 2021. I don't think they appreciate the tiger they have by the tail, which is to say the value they can drive by moving into a subscription model, which has been adopted by everyone from Microsoft to Amazon. It's so value accurate. If he went on to say, quote, we've benefited from a tremendous relationship with theatrical exhibition for many years. As dynamics change in the marketplace, though, we want to make sure we're giving consumers who want to go to theaters to experience everything that a theater release can give them, we want to continue to give them that option. And that came from Bob Chapek, the CEO. Now, honestly, those sound like a warring of ideas and thoughts, and I think the further we go into next year and realize that theaters probably won't be reopening. Remember, I mentioned in the prologue, the tip of the iceberg was Regal closing 500 theaters nationwide, with AMC and the rest of the theater lines to be behind them. Guys, if we don't see a vaccine, and I hate to say it like this, sometime soon, and even then, by the time it's going to take that to actually circulate, for people to feel comfortable going into confined spaces, for people to actually be able to go back to theaters and pack them, or instead for us to have social distancing theaters, they'd have to play Black Widow on basically every screen in every theater to even come close to the box office numbers they would have done if Black Widow had just come out in a normal environment. It would have done over $1 billion. They're going to have to find a way to make that money up, and of course, they can't sit on these movies forever, considering they're all interconnected. They eventually have to get released. My conjecture here at the channel has always been this, that if there was a theatrical release, it would somehow come simultaneously along with a video on demand release as well. That way, you could sort of pick which you wanted to do. Those who feel comfortable and if it's safe to go back to the theaters can do that, but those who don't and want to view it from home, well, they can do that as well, and that way Disney reaches every consumer. Look, I don't want to live in a world where we don't have theaters. I think Avengers Endgame and the whole event that the MCU became would be half of what it was if we were all viewing these on our couches and coming together, but things are the way they are right now, and eventually, of course, they'll return back to normal. But in the meantime, Disney has to consider other options. They've gone an entire fiscal year and really had it taken out of them in every way. Remember, they couldn't even reopen their theme parks either. The huge takeaway here is that there is a growing voice from people who matter and have a lot of money invested in Disney that want to see things move towards the subscription base anyway, and with the release of a major motion picture from the MCU, something like Black Widow, the kickoff point from Marvel Phase 4, that seems like something that they want to see. Now, of course, I can see from the MCU standpoint, how can they differentiate between something like a Disney Plus show, WandaVision, that has 8-hour-long episodes, or 6 or 9, however it's going to be, and then you have a movie that's only 2 hours long. Does the Disney Plus episode start to upstage what should be the movie events? But again, guys, this doesn't have to be forever. It just has to be an adaptation and a change for now, so that Marvel Studios can continue to release movies, and so Disney can sort of start to recoup their bottom line. Give me all your thoughts down below. I want to hear them all. I know you guys have weighed in on either side of the fence. You feel very vehemently and passionately about these staying in theaters, and I feel you. I want to be able to see these in public too. I think it really makes for an event, and we love seeing these with each other. But the other side of the coin is that we haven't had an MCU release this entire year, and we definitely are ready for Black Widow and the rest of the films they've got in production. Guys, let me know all your thoughts down below, and quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. We're still giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, the next of which is right around the corner at 700,000. Guys, we are so close. We're going to hit that in the next couple of weeks. All you have to do to be entered to win, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video, and that'll automatically enter you to win all the rest of the prizes here at the channel, like this insane 1/4 scale XM Studios Beta Ray bill we'll be giving away at 750,000 subscribers, and of course, this winter in December, just a couple of months from now, regardless of the subscriber count, our 3rd and final Infinity Saga box set. If you want to be entered to win any of the prizes, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell with notifications turned on, leave a like and a comment on this video, and because it's truly random, the more videos you like and comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of the video, the same way we're doing here. If you've missed any of the previous winner announcements, no worries. All you have to do is scroll back to the channel, look for the winner announcement in the sub count in the title, click on that video, and scroll to the end. My name is Michael Roman. This is Everything Always, guys. Thanks for checking out the channel, and stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.